Welcome to another JPS VIA iOS user tutorial. In this second episode of 6, we'll discuss the contacts list within VIA. The VIA contacts list consists of a list of other individual VIA users within your agency, as well as individual land mobile radio channels or talk groups. In this episode, we'll discuss two types of PTT calls that can be established from the VIA contacts list. We often call these barge calls, as in most cases the call will be forced onto the recipient's VIA handset, just like a land mobile radio. One of those types of PTT calls is one-to-one, where one VIA user establishes a private call with another individual VIA user. And if those users are LTE users, meaning smart device to another smart device, the conversation will be private. If the VIA PTT call is with an individual radio channel or talk group, also known as a radio gateway, all radio users associated with the radio channel or radio talk group will be part of that call. The second type of PTT call established from the VIA contacts list is an ad hoc group call. An ad hoc group call is created by selecting more than one and up to 255 individual users or individual radio channels from one's contacts list. To establish a PTT call from one's contact list, select and highlight a single user or select multiple users to establish the ad hoc call. Press and hold the PTT button and wait for the channel grant tone before speaking. The user or users will be notified with a similar tone. All members of the call can then begin conversing a two-way fashion. Note that the in-call list view with the active PTT button will appear on the handsets of all members that are part of the call. As a recipient of a PTT call with the device in a locked state, answering the PTT call can be established by unlocking the lock screen and engaging the VIA app directly. Press and hold the green PTT button just like a land mobile radio. Alternatively, a user can immediately reply to the PTT call directly from the lock screen. Simply tap and release the VIA play button icon from the lock screen to trigger the PTT response. Tap and release the VIA play button to release the PTT. Note that answering a PTT call from the lock screen is a toggle function as opposed to the typical press, hold, and release of a VIA PTT button that appears within the VIA app. Remember, from the device's lock screen, activation and deactivation of the PTT command is a toggle function as opposed to the typical press and hold PTT function as that of a land mobile radio. The lock screen PTT function can be disabled and managed by each individual VIA user. From the VIA app, open Settings, PTT button, and then select None. The lock screen PTT button will be grayed out and will no longer function from the lock screen. User will be required to unlock their device to reply to any incoming PTT calls directly from within the VIA app. If there's no PTT activity between the users for 30 seconds, the PTT call will automatically terminate and the in-call list view will then be minimized. Alternatively, any member of a one-to-one call can terminate the PTT call by swiping the slide to end to the right. The in-call list view will minimize on each member's VIA app. With regards to an ad hoc PTT call, any member of the ad hoc group can terminate their own presence within that group by swiping slide to end to the right. The in-call list view will minimize on the terminator's app. However, all other members of the ad hoc group will be able to continue conversing as long as PTT activity continues. If a known user or radio channel is not seen in your contacts list, you can tap the plus icon, type a few letters of the user's name, tap search, and then add the user. One important feature of the VIA contacts list is the ability to monitor the presence or status of other users or radio gateways within your contacts list. The green icon to the left of the user's name indicates that the contact is available for PTT calls and messaging. The red icon indicates that the contact is already engaged in another PTT call with another individual or group and is not available for your call. unless your VIA administrator has set your preemption level higher than that of the other user, in which case you'll be able to pull that user away from his current call and begin your PTT conversation. Provisioning preemption is a VIA administrative function and will be discussed in the VIA admin tutorial series. The red icon with a hyphen indicates that the user has placed his VIA app into the Do Not Disturb mode. In this mode, the user will not accept PTT calls, but is available to receive notifications and VIA messaging. The gray icon indicates that the user's device is either turned off or is outside of LTE or Wi-Fi network coverage. The gray icon with the hyphen indicates that the user is logged out of the VIA application. And finally, the red slash icon implies that you have already previously blocked that user from sending you any incoming PTT calls or alerts. However, they'll still be able to send you secure VIA messaging. From time to time, you may want to refresh the presence of users within your contacts list by dragging the list downwards. To block and unblock VIA users in your contacts list, tap on the eye at the right of the user's name, and then tap Block Calls or Unblock Calls. Alternatively, from the contacts list, swipe the user's name to the left, and then tap on the user's silhouette to perform the same blocking functions. Conversely, to unblock the user, swipe left, tap on the green user's silhouette. There's one last contacts list feature that we should discuss, and that's the ability to send audible alert calls to single users. Audible alert calls may be more appropriate for times when non-mission critical communications is more fitting. When sending the audible alert call, a tone will be heard on the recipient's VIA client. The recipient has the choice to reply to the alert call with a complimentary PTT call, but also alert calls are useful when receiving party has set up their VIA client to continuously alert them when there's an incoming alert call. We'll talk about continuous alert calls in episode 6. From the contacts list, tap I at the right of the user's name, tap alert call to send the alert tone to the user. Alternatively, from the contacts list, you can swipe the user's name to the right and then tap on the purple alert icon. By default, the user you're alerting has 30 seconds to reply with a PTT voice call. The duration of the alerts can be reconfigured by your VIA administrator. If the alert call is not acknowledged, you'll receive a notification that user did not respond. Additionally, the icon to the left of the user's name will also be red. This completes another JPS VIA iOS user tutorial episode. If you would like to learn more about the JPS VIA Push-to-Talk-over-Cellular application, please give us a call or visit us at jpsinterop.com.